Indeed. We just got back from Target. What do you call live streams? I never know what to call them. Good morning, work people watching from work later on in the week. Good day, the nobody who is here yet. How is everybody? Show yourselves. Restless soul, enjoy your youth, like Muhammad, it's the truth. Can it escape from the common rule? Aw, Sam, hello. If you hate something, don't you do it too? On my table sits just two. Got so crowded I can't make room. Oh, where did they come from? Stole my room. And you dare say it belongs to you. This is not for you. This is not for you. Why am I here? How are you, Pat? We just got back from Target to buy said new bike. What do you title live streams? You never know what's gonna happen. So I usually just say whatever's going on, related or not. Well, that's sacred comes from you. Dedication is naive and true. With no power, nothing to do. I still remember. Why don't you? Don't you? This is not for you. This is not for you. Oh, it's sort of anticlimactic when you try to do that solo acoustic. Hi, Sophie. I was thinking of you, Sophie, because I thought you would. I don't know if you'd done a Call Me a Dog. I was thinking you might enjoy that if you haven't. I suppose I got to pull myself up here now so that I know what you're saying. Here we go. All right, Pat. Have a nice day, Pat. Oh, here I am. Okay, volume down. How is everybody today? It's hot in Pennsylvania. Is it hot where you are? Let's talk about the weather. Let's see. What is everyone saying? Let me catch up. Sam, that was very kind of you. Good to see you, Sam. John's here in England. Hector Vader, hello, how are you? Yes, Jeremy, exactly. Hi, Kane, how are you? Pat, what do you do that you're working on a Sunday? I know you're not here, so you can't answer me, but answer me sometime. Austria. Love to hear it, Jeremy. Hello in Austria. Call him what we are doing now. Yeah, but we're never doing anything. Where we spent this week, I got back from Target to buy a bike. His bike didn't have brakes, is the thing, so it was pretty dangerous, one might imagine. Hello, Sophie. Said that already, but I'll say it again. Baran is here. Live music time, exactly. What now? What did I just miss? John said, sun's out in Southampton. Well, yes. Well, sun's out here too, but that's good to hear for you. Sunshiny hangover and pancake day. That sounds about right. That is awesome. Raining in Ireland. No bueno, Sam. 100 degrees in Colorado Springs. That's in Colorado. Is that in Colorado? This is how much I know. Luxembourg with 30 Celsius. Translate for us, Sophie. Translate. Help. Jerome. Sorry, Jerome. And Renee. 3 chords all along the watchtower. A minor, G and F, right? Depends on whose version you're doing. My band in college was called, I don't know why it was called this, but we were like half a jam band, half a song band. It was called Standpipe Tilly. I do know why it was called that. We had a funny well, not funny because no inside jokes are funny, about the name Tilly. Grillin' and chillin', Jeff. Love to hear it. And we were just walking by one of those things that jut out of buildings in the city. It's called a standpipe. I'm not sure what a standpipe is to this exact day, but one of our very first shows we played was like for the dorm complex, and there was a band we were friends with, and the band ended with All Along the Watchtower. Set my guitar on fire. And we kind of walked up on stage and joined them for an epic 15-minute All Along the Watchtower jam. It's a good memory. That's why I brought that up. What should we do today? I can't sing All Along the Watchtower. I hope you're not expecting me to. Crazy Mary last time, but this is the only thing I can think of in A minor. What's up, Max Payne? How are you? What is so-lot? I have no idea what so-lot is, John. Oh, this week was cool. We started Let's Solo this week, didn't we? That's going to be a really fun State of Love and Trust campfire. State of Love and Trust campfire, right? So it's F. This would hurt way too much to do here. A minor, F and A minor. That's the right key. John's really smart. What's up, Mad Boss? But of course I'm not going to do that because I'm playing a guitar from 1966 and the action's about this. The action's about this. You can even get that motion that you're supposed to get in your State of Love and Trust from your root 6 minor bar chord, right? 5, 7, 7. With that pinky, you can get that on your G string from your regular old A minor. Chris Katowski, what's up, man? We're gonna have to earball this one out. It's been a long time since I did this. State of love and trust as I bust it down the pretext. Sin still prays and preaches, but to have an empty chord. And the signs are passing. Grip the wheel, can't read it. Sacrifice deceiving, the smell is on my hands. And then what is it? F, A minor, C, G, A minor, B. Oh, it's your cue, Cortland. Cortland, tell them about your new bike. They're all here to hear about your new bike.
I got a new bike today.
Told you.
I don't know. Maybe it's a little thing. I just can't Target. I got my new bike from Target.
Nice. What color is it?
Kidding. Red and black like my old one.
But what was wrong with your old one?
Well, nothing was actually wrong with it. But my helmet was
We got you a new bike because your helmet was cracked?
Yeah.
Nice.
And we got me a new helmet.
Perfect. So now you're all set.
Ryan?
Yes? Look at them, though. Don't look at me. Yep.
You want me to do a puppet show?
What, can you do a puppet show in like 20 minutes?
Okay.
Okay, come back down later and
Goodbye.
do Yep, you're ruining the effect. You have to do that, and then you have to go. See you later. All right, back to the chorus of "State of Love and Trust." So, and I listen, all the voices on my head. All right, B major, C and D. So that's it. Oh my God, I haven't been drowned. Oh my, we have. Oh, I did drown, but somebody alerted me the air conditioner for some reason condenses right above where I'm sitting right now, and so I'm getting dripped on. That's what I should have titled the podcast, the live stream. I'm getting dripped on. Cortland shirt. I assume you're. This is apparently my live stream uniform. It's baseball day. We're gonna go play a baseball game in this crazy weather. I mean, you know, not to talk about the point that everyone always talks about, but it really is different because I have personally gone golfing in 116 in California, and while it was warm, it was not unbearable. And it seems that when it gets 91 here, it is unbearable because it's 96%. It's crazy town, and I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I know. But it's been 15 years since I spent a summer, well, and last summer, but before that. Fortnite. Okay, Father Beer is hip. I am not hip enough to know that that's what just happened. Thank you for the yay, Baron. Jerome. I'm going to try to remember that. And I listen for the voices on my head. Nothing. I do this one myself. Lay her down as priestess. Should the Lord be accounting? Who knows the words there? Make it painfully clear. And the signs are passing. Grab the wheel, can't read it. Sacrifice, deceiving. The smell is on my hands. And I listen for the voices on my head. Nothing, I do this one myself. That's all the words I know. Trigger shakes, aim right at my head. Won't you help me? Help me from myself. I've never done that before. We got to do that. We got to do State of Love and Trust Campfire for real. I mean, it's really straightforward, right? But it's good to have. I'm going to get my pad. My plan, my weekly plan. I like the crowd size today. This is a nice size. What is road tripping? What is road tripping? Is that a Chili Peppers song? Because exactly, this C shape is annoying. We got to do. Oh man, all things for the Let's Learn Music Theory playlist. It's gonna be endless. We're gonna do this until I'm dead. That's how long we're gonna do this. Oh, and thank you for that, White Rhino, by the way. I'm getting warmed up here. Yeah, I did drown. Someone alerted me that I had the notes right, but the finger position wrong. Who cares if the notes are right? This was before the early videos. I'm finding a lot of Pearl Jam songs that I need to redo because it was me hammering out my process and also thinking anyone at all in the world was going to watch. Okay, I did that one. I knew I had a feeling the Third Eye Blind video wasn't going to be very popular, but that's okay. I mean, we're doing a video most every day. It's okay if one's not that popular. Road Trippin'. Let's look up Road Trippin'. That'll be fun. Is it easy? Is it also in A minor? I've definitely heard it because I don't listen to the Chili Peppers all that much, but I've listened enough to have heard them. I like them. It's funny to think about the band members that are interchangeable within a band and the ones that aren't. Like, I did Atlanta, Max Payne. I can't think of that one off the top of my head. But for instance, right, if you took Eddie Vedder out of Pearl Jam, you could never you wouldn't have Pearl Jam anymore. And I'm sure, for many of our tastes, if you took anybody, other than the drummer, of course, out of Pearl Jam, you wouldn't have Pearl Jam anymore. But who could Pearl Jam lose other than the drummer? Here's a question for you. Who could Pearl Jam lose other than the drummer, and they could still tour as Pearl Jam, you know, the way Stone Temple Pilots tour with a new singer, and the way the Chili Peppers wouldn't be the Chili Peppers without the bassist, right? But that's not, I mean, how many of your favorite bands, how many of the bands you like do you know the bassist's name? Everybody knows Flea's name. But okay, that doesn't count, White Rhino. Boom Gasper does not count. I have not experienced Alice in Chains. I can't speak to that either way. All right, let's look at Road Trippin'. Oh yeah, well that's the thing. You could not take Jerry out of Alice in Chains, right? You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. I have to do Such a Woman for Hank this week. I have to. Neil Young. David Nutter's here. David Nutter and I are going golfing on Saturday. That's going to be an exciting time. We will show you photos. The last time we did was Thanksgiving-ish. Queen with that, yeah. Well, of course, no one. Yeah, but that's the point. Then, still fun, right? So it doesn't have to be Queen. It can be a good time, and of course, Adam Lambert has his own. He's not just like nobody. However you feel about American Idol and the so forth. And the so forth. Adam Lambert is a character in and of himself. He is a likable dude, in my opinion. What am I trying to say? Such a Woman, State of Love and Trust, Campfire. State of Love and... Solat. There it is. There it is. And that's all. Oh, Campfire. I just wanted to write that down. And right now we're going to look at Road Trippin'. It's a finger-picking song, isn't it? You know I hate finger-picking songs. I have a telephone here. Sublime with Rome is not sublime. Who is Rome? Who's Rome? I live under a rock. I literally rely on you people to tell me stuff. If you haven't told me, I don't know. And I spent 11, 12 years knowing only things that 11-year-olds told me. So my rock is expansive. Are we on? You're on. Road Trippin'. Their new vocalist, yeah. I really enjoy Santeria a lot. That's a great song. I think about doing that song every week, and we will do it eventually. And What I Got is 2 chords, so that's always fun. Road Trippin'. Here it is. Boo-doo. It's an E minor with a G on the top, right? E minor's made up of E and B. Tragically Hip. You guys, I need to do Tragically Hip. Kara's been bugging me forever to do Tragically Hip, and I'm going to do. I have 2 Tragically Hip songs on the golf playlist that I hear on occasion. Yeah, E minor's made up of E and B and E and G and B and E. So if you add this is just like C, right? If you add a G to the top of your E minor, there's nothing more or less E minor about it. You don't have to call it anything different. It's E minor. Just like C has a G in it, so when you add a G to the top, also don't have to change the name. I'm Russian all of a sudden. Oh, and that's the lovely Happy Together change. it's a C and a B. But you could do it as, I'm gonna simple do this one right now. You could simple do it as with your B7 chord if we're doing open chords. That's how I would do it, campfire style. Which, Lance, give me a Tragically Hip song for right now. Of course, this would be finger-picked. Wheat Kings. Is this the whole song? Wheat Kings, gotcha, Sean. And Lance. Oh, there's a little N tag there. A minor. That's it. Absolutely in Creep by STP and Happy Together. What key is in Happy Together? Imagine me and you, I do, I think of you. Or it's really an F sharp, but if you played it with no capo, you could play it as imagine me and you, I do, I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the one and tight, so happy together. Serial, Pat, but you know what though? I feel very strongly about Serial in the opposite direction as you, and we are close enough now that that I can say this comfortably. Kara's here. Kara's here. Don't you just feel like there's too much wheat and too much corn going on in the agricultural industry, and then they kind of have to dream up things to do with it in addition to the whole sugar thing? That's funny, Garan. I will allow that comment. I think about your day and night. What's up, Given to Fly? It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Da, 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 da. That's the descending, right? Descending. With a major 3, which, I love major 3s. We're in the key of E minor, whose relative is G. And relative G, B's the 3, should be minor, and it is major. That's that. It's a very common thing. It's also the cat came back. Old Mr. Johnson had trouble of his own. He had a yellow cat who wouldn't leave his home. Tried to give the cat away, but was going far away. Love Serial is just basically, that's the thing I have it with sugar. But it is fun and delicious, and it comes in a neat box. It's the productification of food that I personally have an issue with. I would love to go to the store and buy everything in a brown paper bag, or scoop it out of a thing so that it's not packaged and marketed. It's like the fact that food marketing goes on is just a weird thing to me. Good evening, JT. How are you? What was the first song we did today? Tamari is here. That's wonderful. Okay, what did we say? Wheat. Oh, that's funny because we were talking about wheat in Serial. Wheat something. Wheat Kings. Wheat Kings. Tragically Hip. Is that why Kara said, holy SB? Legal. Pay to survive. I have no idea what you're talking about because of my rock. Wheat Kings. All right, Kara's been bugging me about Tragically Hip for 1 year and 5 months. No, 2 years and 5 months. Oh yeah, Kara went to Racon Tours. I was just thinking we need to do more Jack White. Why aren't I making noise? Oh, there it is. G and C. Oh, Cortland will love it. The snack pack. That's easy. There, Kara, we've done a Tragically Hip song. Alright, we need more suggestions. D. White Stripes, Jolene. No, that's it. So we just have a D. Oh, I love Tears in Heaven. I don't dare tackle a Clapton song, you know, off the cuff here. Play some Tool songs. I still have to do. Somebody sent me a really funny email, trying to cajole me into doing. And I'm going to do Lateralis, but let's see if I can find it here real quick. Lateralis. Here we go. Tyler Cerruti, and I'm totally Tyler. If you watch this, I am absolutely. I know it's been a month and a half since we had this conversation. He said, I'd like to request a tutorial on Lateralis. Should be easy for you considering your true identity, Adam Jones. Comply with my request or I'll reveal the following evidence to the world. And he took the time to put those two pictures together. I thought that was pretty clever. And it is on my mind, and I will do it. Do I like Cage the Elephant? Acoustic, Push It. Babe, I'm gonna leave you, please. Oh, so many good suggestions here. Sitting on the floor, waiting too bored, about to vomit with exhaustion. Oh yeah. We we're playing. That's right. It happened. Kara's flying back from Vancouver. What is Baby Shark? What is Push It? We will play Tool someday. Not today. Circling. Tears in Heaven. Where's one? Jolene, White Stripes. Let's look that up. Meow 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 meow. White Stripes, Jolene. That's a Dolly Parton. Oh, Cake did it too? Is this all the same one? Where would it be? Is it a YouTube thing? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. White Stripes. Jolene. It's the third thing that comes up. Here we go. It's a kid's song. Hi, Ricky. How are you? Ryan Paquette. What's up, buddy? How are you? Ryan finally received his tuner after I sent it totally unintentionally, the package without the tuner in it. I don't know what blackberry smoke is, Jerome. Okay, Jolene's occurring here.
Black blue lights.
Hi, Randy. Why not?
Black blue lights. What is that?
Hello, Roberto, in Brazil. How are you? How is everybody?
Different place altogether?
I love Sundays. I love doing
In the right
this.
place, the wrong time? That's how I feel every day.
Blackberry Smoke. So that's all a D minor. Messing around with that open E string. You know, roughly. I was listening to Hardest Button to Button today in the car. Have I done that song? I'd like to do that one soon. Bom, bom. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's D minor. Then he walks into the F via the open E string. And then into a C. To C. Back to D. Yeah, so D minor. Walk into the F, to C, back to D minor. Namaste from Nepal. It's in, wow, nice to be speaking to Nepal. Can you see? Okay, honest to goodness question. Can you see the Mount Everest? Can you see it from where you are right now? Easy songs. How come every time I go through the list to find a song, it's like the hardest thing ever? That's a C. Back to, yeah, hasn't changed. Wow. 11 million views on this. I mean, he's playing his C as the bar chord. Yep, doesn't change. There you go. D minor, F, C, and D minor. What else? I think playing Jolene is not the big thing, but who is going to sing it? Oh, I'm not singing. I've never heard that before. Icky Thump. Have I done Icky Thump? Icky Fun's a good one. Oh, man. Well, that surprises me. I hear Mount Everest is tall. All right, what else do we got here? What did JT just say? He said Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke. Someone suggested it. Fugazi, what's up, man? How are you today? Forgive me, I'm looking at your comments and the camera's here, so I could probably get it closer up higher so it's not that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're all friends here. I think Justin Taylor suggested Blackberry Smoke to me before, but it's ringing a bell. Charlie Starr from Blackberry Smoke. Yo, Gordon. Hello. Charlie Starr. Oh. He is the guitar player. Now I understand. That's not a song title. Did anyone suggest an actual, a specific song, or just say Black? Waiting for the Thunder. I'm gonna press on. Indeed, Brian, indeed. Got your B power chord going and your A note. We're not going to learn some hard tool right now. It's not going to happen. The reason that I feel like, having been exposed to so many songs and you know, breaking down so many songs, and when you break them apart, you can see sort of the thing that was clearly the inspiration of the song. Like, this is a cool thing to do, right? I would guess that happened first when they were writing the song, because that's really easy, that's simple. Cow's here. What's up, man? I accept that message. then he came up with some cool fill, which is the thing. When you listen to Tool and you break it apart, sometimes it becomes really clear that the thing of inspiration was the drum beat or the time signature, the drum beat or the time signature, and there's nothing at all wrong with that. It's not personally what appeals to me. And you can kind of tell that the guitar player is like, here, the conversation went something like this. Here's a cool beat, guys, write something to this. And then it was like a not at all natural thing for the guitar players to come up with, and that was the order of things. And so you usually end up with some, quirky, really complicated thing that it wouldn't have been that way had it, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my favorite thing. But we will do some Tool. We will. Got so many playlists to fill. What did I miss here? Oh, the Kinks. I love the Kinks. Have a fun, White Rhino. Have a good swim. I love that, Roberto. Thank you for learning with me. I'm glad to be helpful. Goodbye, Sophie. Hello to Grandma for me. She does not approve of phone or live stream. That's fine. Hey, Sadie. Have a good time, Sophie. Goodbye, Ricky. I just got dripped on again. Let's see if we can get this fill. It's funny when you try to hum things that you don't know what they are, and when you hum them, you really hear yourself humming notes, and they are the right notes. But when you hum them to somebody else, they aren't notes at all, because you hear what you think you hear, not what you actually hear. What did Kara just... What is this? The chat thing... White Stripes was flagged for review. Give me a break. Yeah, Enrico. I'm gonna use that one as an easy one this week because Ruthie's going out of town and it's me and Kiddo, summer break style. So I'm gonna have, again, limited time this week. What kind did he get? Oh man, he got a black and red one. Cool bike. Bye, Ricky. Have a good time yourself. Are you actually going? I believe you, Cow. Cow lives in Montana, so he's Jeff Amen's neighbor, I assume. I feel... You said hi, I feel... Who said that? Who said hi, I feel famous? Enrico says, right, but I'm going to use that one this week, definitely, and you helped me. But you want me to... The middle part of Mouthful of Cavities. Yes, let me get this fill first of Blackberry Smoke. Open E, E3, D2, D open. And then something. Alright, A2, E3, E open. Was that the end of it? Yeah. I don't know the rhythm here. Hi, Chris! Is kind of what's going on there. Nice. Middle part of, there's your start for Blackberry Smoke. Middle part of Mouthful of Cavities. I think I looked at this song or was it Dear Old Dad that I looked at? Mouthful of Cavities. And decided... It does, and it's in the same key too, is why it sounds like it, or at least the fill is, because what? I know it. I'm not sure I did that F thing right, but yeah, I see why you say that is the point. Hey, Cow. I don't know what we're doing. We're talking about Cortland's new bike, of course, Chris. Oh, that's a neat note. Did you get all that, Fugazi? I'll do Mouthful of Cavities for real, of course. But let me read his comment again. Intro is E minor C G with 2 riffs. Okay. Can't figure out the middle part. That's funny, because in Mouthful of Cavities, that note is the, sounds like the Sweater song, right? It's this... Yeah, anyways. Just thinking out loud. Goodbye, Anders. Have a good time. Scar Tissue. Have I done Scar Tissue? I like Scar Tissue. I like playing that song. This is the middle part, I take it. That happened. A G and then an F sharp on the bass of the G. And then an F. Oh, wait. Fugazi's talking and I'm not there. Yep. So we had a G, an F sharp, and then an F leading into it. Not an F chord, right? Just an F note at the bottom of your G. So we had a G major 7, a Gamaj 7, and a G7, but with the 7 note in the bass, not an F chord. And then there was the E. Cereal themed pop-ins today. Downtown Buffalo has a General Mills plant. That's interesting. So when the wind blows the right way, downtown smells like Cheerios. Not a bad thing to smell like. Cheerios are great. I like Cheerios, especially in yogurt. Oh, thank you, Cow. This is my new 1966 K something or other. K. Got it for $90. It's awesome for $90. That note was popping in there. What's the chord of that? It's a minor? Jeez, I just don't know. Maybe it's just a power chord, because it didn't seem like major or minor. Oh. I think it's a. So we had a slide, and it's a G bar chord. It could be a G chord, you know, shape that you move up, a la Porch. Right, could be that, but whatever, some kind of G. This is not the full-scale investigation. This is the get you pointed in the right direction. To some kind of A. We heard that note sliding up, so it has to be either this or this. Then there's a da-na-na. And then it's an F of some sort. Unless it's a... No. It is... Yeah, back to our E minor. So I don't know. There's some G action. There's some A. It goes down to F. B flat. I didn't hear a B flat personally. Yeah, no, I didn't hear the B flat. One more listen here. F. A. just G and A there. Could it possibly just be that? You just, how does he work this out? You know, you start to recognize, like, you start to recognize voicings is what you do. Like, if you played me a D, I wouldn't be able to tell you whether it was standard tuning D or D capo. I mean, to some extent, right? If it was one fret off or something, usually. But what you hear is root, fifth, root, third is a voicing, and so you start to recognize those, and so you recognize voicings, because I don't have perfect pitch, I have relative pitch, and then you find this, I've developed my relative pitch, which everybody has, you know, to an extent, and I've developed it to an extent. Everybody's born with relative pitch, because I do it a lot, is the quick answer. Do you have any tips for learning songs by ear? Yeah, so this is my tips. Play so much that until you when you hear something, you notice it, and there's no exercise to do, right? You just got to play so much, however much that is. I'd imagine it's different for everybody. Play so much that when you hear a D, you go, oh, I don't even need to pick up a guitar, and you just know it's a D because what you're recognizing isn't the tone D, unless you have perfect pitch. What you're recognizing is something about the way it sounds, including but not limited to the voicing, which I just said was root, fifth, root, third, right? And when you hear C, you don't hear root, fifth, root, third. That's why you recognize it as something different. Even if we played C-shaped D, sounds much different than, right? Because we're now hearing root, third, fifth, root, fifth, root, third, fifth, root, fifth, or whatever the heck I just said. A different voicing. That's all right, Nissan. Nice to see you. And then it goes out from there is the point. And there's no way to do it other than just play a lot. Try to figure it out. Here's how you figure. Pick a Green Day song. Here's a great exercise. I just said there's no exercise. Pick a Green Day song that you know is just power chords, right? Because then you don't have to think about the shapes and the voicings. All you're looking for is the root notes. So pick. Somebody shout some Green Day songs. Oh, the new guitar. I got a new toy too. I'll show you. Somebody tell me a Green Day song, for God's sake. One that's not too fast. We've already done I always go back to When I Come Around, but whatever. Pick a Green Day song that you know is Welcome to Paradise. That one's a little fast. We're going for like a new one, Chris. I love that song. Have I done that song? I've done that song. I think I've done that song. Basket Case. Yeah, do Basket Case or do When I Come Around. Thank you, Kat. Nice to see you. Do When I Come Around, and what you're trying to figure out is not what the chords are, but what the root notes are. So here's how you do that. You hear the first note, right? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And then you try to find that on your E string. It's really this one. Gotta put myself in detuned in my head. Boom, 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 ba-da, boom, 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 and then you go. Because we got the first one down. You're not thinking about chords, you're just thinking about root notes. And then you take a guess and say, was that right or was that wrong? Well, that was wrong, of course. And then you have to figure out, was it wrong low or was it wrong high? Boom, 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 ba-da, boom, boom, boom. And I went. So that's clearly wrong low. Boom, 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 ba-da, boom, boom, boom. Still not right. Keep going up. There, that's right? You know what's right and wrong. And so when I'm working these things out, that's all just happening really quickly in my head. And I take a guess, and sometimes it's the right guess, and then I seem really smart, but it was really just the right, it just happened to be right, and then guessed, yeah. So, boom, 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 ba-da, boom, 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 we've got figured out as boom, boom. Does that go up or down? That goes up. So let's go up. And eventually you'll know what's a half step and what's a whole step in your ear balls. That's a whole step. So just to quicken things up here, but you may have guessed half step. Clearly not right. And then boom, boom, boom goes lower. Can only be 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. One of 6 possibilities on the A string, anyways. That was wrong. Try something else. It's that. So that's how you learn by ear. Or that's how you learn songs by ear. So then let's say it was, so your ear is better than you think it is even. Hi Matthew, how are you? Lenters, what's up Kurt? Good morning to you, Kurt. Yeah, so learn to find your root notes, and then assuming there's nothing other than a, oh, Nirvana's great too, right? Absolutely. Race, sir. Electric ukulele lessons. Well, the only thing, well, let me finish my thought. And then, assuming there's only major and minor chords in your song and not, you know, something crazy like flat 13s and blah blah blah. 9-inch nails, nice. Then you can figure out which one's major and which one's minor just by what sounds right. Like, you don't have to, like, know anything. Let's do When I Come Around. We'll start with G major, or F sharp rather, so we're in the right key of the song. And then we're gonna make C sharp minor, and you tell me, you know, out loud to yourself, tell me out loud to yourself if minor sounds right, or which one sounds right rather. Here's minor. I dropped my pick. Here's minor. Here's major. In context. Okay, minor. Clearly sounds wrong, right? So it's got to be major. That sounds wrong too, doesn't it? So it has to be minor. That sounds wrong, so that has to be major. And that's how you figure out songs by ear. So now we have the campfire version of When I Come Around, which is G, D, E minor, and C. Alden, what's up, man? I heard you crying loud. Yeah, Euphoria Morning's really hard. You know, and Chris, you know, what's his name? Alain, is that how you say that guy's name? Alain, who played the Euphoria Morning songs with Stone at the Chris Cornell you know, concert. I would imagine came up with most of those guitar parts. When I told you that you should start a Twitch to stream you playing guitar, look at you now. Yes, Alden did tell me that a long time ago. And here we are. You were right, sir. Alden, my student in California. Poopy Tuesday happens every Sunday. And make sure you have the right tuning. That's another thing. So you'll start to recognize voicings that you cannot possibly make in standard tuning. And then it's time to investigate what might be the tuning. I'm really glad to hear that. Who said that, Marco? Thank you for the... Psych. I love that show. Psych. Where out west are you? I'm not out west. I'm out east. I'm in eastern Pennsylvania for the next 11.3 months is how much longer I will be in southeastern Pennsylvania. Yes, it was a good time. Yeah, Elaine is an amazing guitar player. Where are you, Marco? Have fun out west. I just left a year ago out west. I was there for 15 years, which is where Alden is right now. Except he's in Colorado now, isn't he? Are you in Colorado now, Alden? Going to college? Congratulations, sir. He made it. Isn't that funny, Kane? Absolutely. Oh, you live in Massachusetts. That's fantastic. 2 things. I lived in Massachusetts until I was 7, so I love Massachusetts. I went back for the first time to go visit David Nutter. Alden's leaving in 1 month from today. We gotta do Queens of the Stone Age. I think about doing No One Knows like every day, and then I don't do it. I'm going to. No reason. So I love Massachusetts, and I went back there to visit, to go to Pearl Jam at Fenway last August, and stayed at David Nutter's house. That's how we became friends. And I'd like to put together some kind of what we're doing now. Yeah. Ryan's in Ryan Paquette's in in Massachusetts also. I'd like to put together, a live stream in person in Massachusetts. I think that would be really fun. And I'm going to try to come up before fall is over, because if you look on my channel, Matt Farley is the poop guy, who I've been a fan of whom I've been a fan for a long time. Because if you teach kids, which I did for a long time, still do a little bit, you will inevitably search, or not by your own doing, on Spotify, the word poop. And this gentleman came up. He publishes under many different band names, but he recently published his 20,000th song on Spotify. They're not all about poop, but many of them are about poop. And it just so turned out, because his phone number's on his website, and he does all kinds of weird stuff. As it turns out, he lives in Danvers, Massachusetts, which is where I lived until I was 7. So when I was going to Fenway, I texted Matt Farley and said, "Hey, I'm coming to Danvers, Massachusetts. Can we do a video together?" And he said, "Sure, why not?" So there's that video on my channel, and it's a good time if you're in the mood to hear a couple of poop songs, because we played the poop song, which was the first one, and yeah, he's a fun guy. He's got a podcast. I listen to it. It's very good. Point is, he's doing a concert one day each month starting in August, September. Thank you, Alton. Keep playing guitar every poopy Tuesday. It was very kind of you. Please say hello to your mom for me. I hope she's sitting in front of you, in which case, hello, Trish. I miss you. I will see you, I hope, before the next rolling calendar year is up. Of course I'm down, Marco. I do that. That's what I do for... Marco, my email address is ryanlendt@gmail.com. Send me an email. Just no spaces or dots. RYANLENDT. ryanlendt@gmail.com. Ryan watched those. What was I gonna say? Because Matt Farley is doing a once a month concert that I would like to go to his. I don't know how he chooses from 20,000 songs which ones to perform, but perhaps we could do that. Bye, cow! Good luck with your huckleberry picking. Anyways, I was going to play When I Come Around now, because before I got distracted by Massachusetts. I love Massachusetts. When I was there for the first time since I was 7. It was just something about, where you're young and I hadn't smelled Massachusetts and the way the night felt, you know what I mean? Like, it was borderline, it was emotional to be back there, just because of the way it smelled and the way the evening felt. It was good to be back there. And so I'd like to go back and do in person one of these, because for some reason, I have a lot of friends from YouTube in Massachusetts. And someday I'd like to do, in person all over the place. I think that would be a good time. Not like hundreds of people, but tens of people perhaps. Well, I heard you crying loud all the way across town to be searching for that someone that is me out on the prowl. As you sit around feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, don't get lonely now. And try your whiting eyes. I'm just roaming for the moment. Stays in my backyard, so don't get so uptight. You've been thinking about ditching me. No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. This was, by the way, this was my first favorite song ever. Well, I've heard it all before. RyanLendt@gmail.com. So don't knock down my door. It's also on my website, ryanlendt.com. Don't you, Alden. I don't know why I tried to take that away. Make sure you do it right. Let us find out that your self-doubt means nothing was ever there. You can't go forcing something if it's just not right. No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. I know the point of campfire songs is to just be like chordy, but this solo is too fun. No time to search the world around, 'cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. Green Day's a good time. Not very. I feel like they don't get you in that deep spot that Pearl Jam does, but they are fun. They are enjoyable. Woo! I wrapped up everything that was in my brain. Let's see what was. Nutshell was all counting. Also, in that video, we did C regular. On further listen, it's C add 9 with the open E, not the high C add 9. Most of the time, any C you want to do. So like that. Your open E string, which disguises the fact that it's C add 9, because whenever you hear that, it's always pretty obvious that it's C add 9, but it's not in there. It's that C add 9, but C works too. In the key of G, in the... Looking forward to hearing from you, Marco. When I moved into the basement here, I was wondering how Skype lessons would go, and they work really well, but you're certainly welcome anytime. Thank you, Ryan. Take my money, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan Puckhead. Thank you. A live stream, that'd be funny, which will not be live streamed. But I was just thinking, I really enjoy this thing, which usually the things that are the coolest are something you did not put a lot of thought into. It just happened. And this thing of playing a little, teaching a little, talking a little. Like, if I were to go, do a performance in a town like Boston, why would I do anything different than this? We'd play a little, we'd talk a little, and we'd learn a little. It'd be like a rock concert, except different. Oh, I love the Wallflowers, but I don't know Bleeders. Oh man, do I love the Wallflowers. But I've only heard the one song by them. My favorite thing about having published now 650 videos or something like that is I get texts from friends, and I can just... My baseball teammate, Jim Beaver, said, "You ever hear of the band Big Wreck? Blah, blah, blah. Check out blah, blah, blah." And I just responded with my Big Wreck video. Says, "Damn you, way to be on the ball." It's fun. But that's neat that someone near me had heard of Big Wreck. What was I going to just do? Look up Bleeders by the Wallflowers. You got to think about being Jacob Dylan, being Bob Dylan's kid and doing music. Like, can you hear the cartoons? It's all right. It's all right with me if it's all right with you. I love One Headlight. Is just such a great... The tones in that song, the guitar tone and the organ tone, like it's perfect. You could always show us how to link the pentatonic patterns. We gotta say, well, we can do it now just to give you a taste, but I want to look up Bleeders first of all. Who asked me Bleeders Wallflower? There it is. So talking about recognizing voicings and the like, that sounded like a G voicing, but it was too high to be a G. So it has to be capo 2. Let me grab my capo. Nobody move. I have grabbed my capo. Did anyone move? Faithful Bora Tokar. I know Faithful and I know Tokar. Keyboardist is in the... Really? The keyboardist from the... Good, Chris. Good. So I'm guessing capo 2. My capo barely fits on this neck. But barely only counts in hand grenades and... What am I missing? Okay, so we definitely got the G and the A. With the A sus4, here's the thing. Whenever you have two major chords that are one whole step apart, I don't remember how to play Faithful, but I made a video on it that I loved making because I did nothing but play Faithful for 36 hours. That song is one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs to play, and one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs. Message retracted from Chris Marl. What did he say? Whenever you have two major chords that are one whole step apart, there's only one place in a key where that can happen, and that is the 4 and the 5. Because in a key, you have, for instance, C, just because it's easy to think about. It's not the key of this song. C and D minor and E minor, and F is the 4, it's major, G is the 5. So if you were given F and G and nothing else, you could not possibly be in the key of F or in the key of G, even if that were the first note of the song, the first chord of the song, because it's two major chords, one whole step apart, and that situation resides in the 4 and 5 position in the key. So when we hear G and A with the sus, yeah, go watch that video. I really enjoyed making the Faithful video. We know that we're in the key of D because D is E minor, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, and B minor. So there it is. We're in the key of D. So now when we're trying to find this first chord, those are our options: E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, and B minor. But it's probably not G and A because we've already used those. So we have a B minor to start, and then we have a C sharp note, so we have to find it. And the thing is that the bass goes B. Here's also how I work this out, where it's happening. The bass goes B, C sharp. The C sharp chord in the key of D is C sharp diminished, so it's like... We're not obviously gonna, that's not it. So it's another chord with a C sharp in it, but the bass just used that C sharp to make the whole thing sound like it was going up. But now our options are A, which clearly goes down, but if your bass plays a C sharp, it sounds like it goes up. And that's what I think it is, an A with a C sharp in the bass. Either you can play the C sharp, or your bassist can play the C sharp, but someone's got to play the C sharp, otherwise the C sharp is located there on your B string, which the bass note is what makes it feel like if it's going up or down. But I think it's an A. Yeah. So it was B minor, A, I think a D, D something, G, A. So something, G, and A. It's an E minor. So they basically took a tour of the whole key here. Is what it is. B minor, A, D, E minor, G, G, A, A. Hello, Federico. How are you? Well, there you go. That's how you play that song. At least that part. that's enough that's enough on that. I enjoy that. I'm gonna just, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add that whole album, view album, to the golf playlist, and then it will be heard. Add new playlist. Bam. Okay, cool. Yeah, but you could play it without a capo, but the voicings wouldn't be right, Max? Because fine learning. Oh, doing fine learning. That you asked me to do a song called Fine Learning by the Wallflowers. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Love the Wallflowers as well. Red Letter Days is their most rockin' album. I didn't even know they had more than one album. There is no baseball playlist. The golf playlist is only just called the golf playlist. I listen to it all the time. I listen to it doing dishes, driving to the baseball game. And I do have one today, and it's hot outside. Very incredibly hot outside, and it'll be a sweaty, fun time. But just like 3 weeks of the season left, so yeah, I'm glad I got over my idea that I couldn't live stream and do a baseball game on the same day. I'm gonna do one more thing, and then we're gonna play one Pearl Jam song, and then we're gonna get along with our Sundays. What should that one thing be? Soul One. I saw your Sleepy House request there, Kane. I've never heard either of those Blind Melon songs. Have not heard them. Soul One. Bam. What is it with the Blind Melon and a... That sounds pretty straightforward. And the slidey open chords. I guess they like that. Shortstop, Ryan. I always start the game on shortstop and pitch the last 2 innings is what usually happens, because I can't play shortstop after I pitch. But I get all warmed up playing the field, and then it's time to kick some A. I love pitching, and I love shortstop, and I love hitting. I love baseball. Oh yeah, Justin Taylor. There you go. Okay, Justin Taylor said no, 9 innings. 9 innings, but we played 2 7-inning games last week. That was crazy. Last Saturday, or Sunday rather. That was too much baseball. There we go. So Justin Taylor, who's been here so very long. I will, Chris. I think it's safe to say that we're going to do every single Blind Melon song, right? There's not so many that we won't. Assuming I'm going to publish 10,000 videos, which is the assumption that I'm under. The pentatonic shapes, there's 5 of them, right? Because there's 5 notes. This is one of these things, and I love these things, like reading tablature, that's so simple that if you can't get it, it's because you're thinking. It's because you're thinking. You're thinking about it. Don't think about it. There's 5 pentatonic shapes because there's 5 notes in the pentatonic scale, right? And we're gonna go. Don't worry, I'm gonna do a video on all of this, but probably not for who knows until when. So, the one you always learn. Let's do A minor. The one you always learn is really hot, great for playing faithful. Right on, Roberto. That's awesome. Is 5/8, 5/7, 5/7, 5/7, 5/8, 5/8. The only reason you always learn that one, is because it's easy to remember. It's the easiest one to remember, and it just happens to be. There's no reason for it. But the 5 notes in A minor are A and C and D and E and G. And then it repeats, right? As I said in our first Let's Solo video. It repeats those 5 notes one more time and then 2/5 of one more time. So you could play those 5 notes anywhere. But you don't have to go like, okay, oh my god, let me find another A or something. You can just memorize the other shapes, which, by the way, I don't have the other shapes memorized. I have like one more memorized and the other one memorized, and then there's 2 that are just like wishy-washy. But you'll find that that'll be the case for you too, because you just don't ever end up using those other 2 all that often, unless you're playing Eric Clapton. And then all shapes are always fair game. Plus, switching keys 3 times in a measure in one hand position, fun times. I love Eric Clapton. He's great for lead guitaring. If you want to become a good soloer, strive to understand Eric Clapton. It's bananas. Yeah, anyways, so this is called the A minor pentatonic scale. We've talked about a relative tuning. PJ song. Oh, I don't think I can play In Hiding, Chris. Not right now. Boy, would I like to. Silence Lucidity by Queen. Is that a pentatonic chord? So pentatonic we're talking about as a scale, not a chord. But I'm interested in answering this question. Where did my phone go? Here it is. Silence Lucidity. Fugazi, request these easy ones for me. I need easy ones. I need easy ones. Silence Lucidity. Lucidity. Queen something. That's so not applicable to that question there. That's a regular chord with one of the notes changing. And it's that. And it's a G chord with a really high B in there, right? So how do we play a G chord? Like that, if you could. Yeah, but it's lower. So like, I don't know. But real quick, an F shape and try to stretch your pinky up to that. I can't on this guitar specifically. Maybe a little better on another guitar. And then it's down to there. So maybe it's a capo. Could be a capo. I don't think so. We heard finger squeaks in there, which usually means moving around a bunch. I love Santeria. Kane, we're totally going to do that. Could just be capoed. So is that a B minor? Anyways, yeah, I would love to look into that song another time. But a pentatonic chord is not a thing. A pentatonic scale is a scale with 5 notes in it. So then the question is, does it agree with the pentatonic? The 2 notes of the major scale, in which are not in the in the pentatonic, are the 7 and the 4. So take your A minor pentatonic scale, which was A, C, D, E, and G, and your A minor scale is the whole thing, isn't relevant because I just said the 7 and the 4 from the major scale. So find your relative major. If you know the minor, the relative major is located 3 frets higher. 1, 2, 3. That's a C note, the easy scale to remember, right? And our C chord is C, D, E, F, not in the A minor pentatonic scale. G, A, B, also not in the minor pentatonic scale, and C again. So has 1, 2, 3, not 4, 5, 6, not 7, and 8. And I always just think of 4th of July, 7, 4, to remember which notes from the major scale are not in the minor pentatonic. It would be so much simpler, this is going to be the best segue ever, Justin. It would be so much simpler if we learned the major pentatonic first, but we never do, because here's what it is. 8, we're doing C major now. A minor, so on and so forth. C major, which is the same pentatonic because C major is A minor's relative major, right? So the C major pentatonic is the A minor pentatonic in the same way that the C major scale is the A minor scale. You just start at a different place. So we're starting at C now, and it is, forget what the notes are, the shape is 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, which is my girl. So if you ever need to visualize, ear visualize, audio-lize, how do you visualize a sound? If you ever need to visualize the sound of a major pentatonic scale, it's my girl. Everyone can call upon that, right? Boom, 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 boom. 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10. Continuing along, 7, 9. See, not so simple here, but still not awful, just not the easiest thing, not the first thing you'd want to learn. 8, 10, 8, 10. So you're talking about combining them, just as a, for example, this is really useful here. Whose favorite Pearl Jam album? Mine, Yield. Yield is my favorite Pearl Jam album, but I love all of them. So that's really useful, because the thing about them is there's some spots in them that just aren't really all that useful. For instance, this one has that, and then you've got 3 frets apart between notes, which just isn't super handy, given you can play these notes there in the shape that was down here, the A minor pentatonic down here. So going like this isn't all that appealing when you can go, it's fancier. You can do that, you can do that, but here, not so useful. But these are, that little tiny box there. Oh, you weren't asking me. It's okay. I like no code as well. It changes. My second favorite always changes, but yeah. But this is useful, and talking about combining them, 8 and 10 on E and B, talking about combining them, you're in minor, regular. We can call all of these the C major pentatonic. You just think of this one as the A minor pentatonic because it starts there, but they're all the same 5 notes. So just call it the, whatever, the pentatonic in the key of C, or A minor, depending on what key your song's in, or whatever you feel like calling it. So we've got these that we use, right? And then you can slide up into the useful part of the major pentatonic, because you get bored of playing just these notes all the time, right? So I have one more example to show you about combining them. Was that helpful, Justin Taylor? Hence in hiding, exactly right. Which isn't to say you'll never use this section of the major pentatonic, but just that it's not as useful and there's a better option down here. Okay, so the shape below now, which we're not going to call, okay, because here, let's see. So we've got the modes. Minor is one of the modes of the major scale. It's the 6th mode of the major scale, and major is the 1 mode. So really, when you say major, you understand what a mode is. The hardest thing about modes to understand is that the fact that you already understand what a mode is. Once you understand, there's a cricket on the wall. Once you understand that you already understand what a mode is, it's much less hard to understand. So, the A minor scale is the C major scale's mode, starting on A and going from A to A. So similarly, the G scale that starts on G and goes to G is another mode of the C major scale. G is the 5th of C major, so it's the Mixolydian mode if you go from G to G using the C major notes. This is all way too much explanation for the topic that was discussed. But what I want to say is nobody ever calls this shape 3-5, 3-5, 2-5, 2-5, 3-5, 3-5. That's the pentatonic shape below the A minor. Nobody ever calls that the G Mixolydian pentatonic scale, but that's what they should call it, assuming you're not going to call the whole thing the A minor pentatonic scale if your song's in the A minor. I mean, they're all the A minor pentatonic scale in different spots is the point, but nobody calls this curiously the G Mixolydian pentatonic scale. But that's what it is, same 5 notes, G, A, C, D, and E. And repeat, G, A, C, D, E, G, A. Same 5 notes, and you'll see it's got this 3 frets higher situation, which is highly unuseful, but we have 2 little boxes in this one. So you could do a whole solo on your B and your E string using those segments from your shapes, and right? Or here's one of my favorite things to do. Start off a solo and you're going to use your A minor pentatonic. Whew, still going, Pat. I'm talking really, my coffee's kicking in here. I'm talking really fast for this segment. Start using this box and go 3-5, 3-5, slide up to 7. And then you're in shape familiar. Is one way to tie together this shape that nobody calls the G Mixolydian pentatonic scale, but they should all call it that. Yeah. And so that's that. 2 ways to tie together 3 shapes, and then there's only 2 more. And not surprisingly, those are the 3 I'm comfortable with because they all are close to the one that you learn first, right? And then, yeah, the other 2. So, you know, when Mike does the wish list solo, he's not thinking, ooh, let's tie together these pentatonic shapes, of course, because it's more of like a walk on the B string, right? But I would bet sometimes he gets solo inspiration from thinking about tying together pentatonic shapes. Yeah. This is linked to the cage system then? The cage system is just the bar. I suppose because everything's linked, right? But what you want to do, especially that's helpful, yeah, because what's helpful about the caged system, which is the 5 bar chord shapes, everybody, right? C is a bar chord. You don't use it that much, but it is a bar chord. You use it in State of Love and Trust. Full circle, yeah. Is the C bar chord, and the A bar chord, which is, you know, the root 5 major that everyone hates, and the G bar chord, which you might never have thought about, but Jimi Hendrix loves it because here we have just whatever. I'll do it on the 5th fret. 5, 4, 2, 2, 2, and then don't worry about your baby E string because you're out of fingers. But that's a bar chord, and it's G shaped, right? Boop boop, and then open, open, open. And when you do the G shaped bar chord, you have fingers available to go. To do stuff. So Jimi Hendrix likes that shape, and then what we've got G and E, which is the root 6 thing. You know this shape, the root 6 major bar chord, and they all have minors, of course, except for the G one and the C one, and D, which is technically a bar chord. It's, you know, making a D shape with my. I keep playing F every chord I play. Not trying to. But yeah, so there's your D one. And the thing that's useful about that is not just the bar chord shapes, but the major scales that come off of each position. So then you're talking about learning major scales in each position, which you could do in the same way you learned the pentatonics, position-wise. Or you could do it thinking about the root note, which is like C. Okay, so we're in E now, and you'd go. Is our major scale off of our C bar chord. But then there's more, right? Because there's so then you're kind of wound up in the same sort of situation, which is you learned your major scale in this position rather than off of your bar chord. But however makes sense to you more is it's saying the same thing. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I did not for you at the beginning. Yeah, we got to do one more Pearl Jam song. Was that helpful, Justin? What should we do? What was I thinking of earlier? I kind of do that one all the time. Which one should I? Oh yeah. Okay, we have a puppet show. Here you go.
Forgot about the.
Here.
I said I think you forgot about the 20-minute thing.
You're right. Okay, do the puppet show. We're gonna have a puppet show. Then we're gonna play a song. I don't know. I know Smile. Let's do Smile. That'd be really cool.
What's Smile? Smile, 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 smile. I put my butt in that smile.
I was going to start with Footsteps today. What are you looking for? The driver with the Sir Nick Faldo on it?
What's Sir Nick Faldo?
What's Sir Nick Faldo?
Oh,
Be right back.
The night guy.
Yeah. All right, make it good. They're expecting good things.
Okay.
No, they're just dancing to music. You got to make them talk.
Once I was a little boy, I pooped a smiley face a toy. And then this night guy came to me. And then he peed in my face.
You can't talk about bathroom stuff on the internet. Pick different things to talk about.
I hate his ear. He ate my ear. We kissed it every day. We held it hands. We got a dance. But then he just packed my butt. Boop, boop.
All right, good job. Nice, thank you. Thank you for coming out.
Sorry.
That's all right. All right, smile. And then the chorus would be. So help me out. What's the? Is Mike Tyson here again? Why did you say Mike Tyson? Why did Dan Tully say Mike Tyson? Wasn't that funny? That was the funniest. That was the funniest one. Mike Tyson asked us to do Creed. What is the chorus? Kids are the best. What's the chorus to Smile? I miss you already. Who's learned Smile from me that knows the chorus? Are you sure? I know the first part. Is it back to C? Like that? Alright, I'll believe it. I buy it. Thank you very much. Who said that? Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. Some debate. I'm just gonna pick one way. Ready? I like that. Whatever. I'm gonna do it as B minor. I'm just gonna do it that way. Don't it make you smile? Don't it make you smile? When the sun don't shine, it don't shine at all. Don't it make you smile? Don't it make you smile? Don't it make me smile? When the sun don't shine, it don't shine at all. Don't it make you smile? I miss you already. I miss you all day. I miss you already. I miss you all day. I don't know how this song goes. Well, that was a good try. Gotta work on Smile. You can't end it on that note. You're welcome. Since we just had a fall upstairs. I never remember how this one enters the chorus, but we'll give it a try. Don't even think about reaching me. I won't be home. Don't even think about stopping by. Don't think of me at all. I did what I had to do. If there was a reason, it was you. Don't even think about getting inside. Voices in my head. Oh, voices. I got scratches all over my arms, one for each day since I fell apart. I did what I had to do. If there was a reason, it was you. Footsteps in the hall. It was you. It was you. This is the part I never get. Gotta work on footsteps too. They're almost exactly the same. I think there's like one chord that hangs on longer. And well, what song did I open with? That one probably went okay. Awesome. 0 for 2 at the end there. Oh well, we're all friends here. Everybody get your guitars out for the Craziest Friends theme song. We're gonna play a D. Tell me when you have your this is when you have your guitar out and you're all ready. Michelle's here. Yay. Hi Michelle, how are you? And we're gonna play a D and we're gonna say undeniably. G. G add 9, C add 9. What's the G add 9 part? I've never even played a G add 9 before. A G with an A in it? What on earth? What? Oh, Michelle's ready. I don't know. I might have to look at Smile with it. I find the official Pearl Jam songbook to be needlessly, like, they try to get these details in there and then they're wrong. Like, if they'd have just kind of left a little bit open to interpretation, they would, yeah, and not that they're wrong, like, they obviously they get a lot of stuff right, but like, yeah, I often find myself looking at it to a certain extent and then going, okay, that's not right, and then just doing it. Yeah, anyway, you'd think, I don't know who did that, but it was certainly more than one person working together and what they were using. Anyways, yeah. So D, undeniably, this is our practice. This is our practice run through. D again, most decidedly. Oh, thank you, Ryan. The 7th fret with the high strings open. You know, like what? Like that? No, doesn't make any sense. Oh, but it's a G chord. Whatever. We're going to look at that later. D. Undeniably. D again. Most decidedly. and then one more D. The Craziest Friends, G, D, G. So one practice and then for real. Undeniably, most decidedly, the craziest friends. All right, we're going to play this together. I want to hear the Craziest Friends theme song booming across this nation in 29 households. And this is how we conclude our proceedings today. Thank you all so much for being here. This was a fast and furious one. I think it was the early afternoon coffee that I had with Here we go, ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, go! Undeniably, most decidedly, the craziest friends. That was fun. Thanks, guys. Ryan, we have to look into that. I appreciate your input there. Everybody else, thank you so much. Have an incredible Sunday, and of course, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good. I got a new toy. I got a new microphone, and I made a new demo. So I'm going to show you that in the video tomorrow. With, of course, a very fun video to go along with it, turtle related. So, thanks for everything. You guys are the best. I'll see you tomorrow with more stuff. Bye. Have a great. Be safe. Be nice to each other. Everything Eddie always says. See ya. Michelle and Max Payne and everybody, you're welcome and thank you for being here for what I do. I really appreciate it. Without you, it'd be a vacuum. There'd be no reason. Have an incredible weekend. See ya. End of weekend. Weekend end. How do I never know how to do this. Bam.